Hi, I'm Cram, and we're going to look at the Assassin's Creed Unity just released footage and sort of take a look at what's happening. The next gen starts here. So first of all, this is the opening section. Now what you can instantly see here is the attention to detail in terms of the reflective qualities of that surface of the floor. You can see the individual pieces of wood on that kind of tiled floor and the light reflecting off it from the windows, and then obviously you've got that intricate details that are typical of the time period that is set within the 18th century in France. Apparently the game is set in Paris, so I'm pretty sure they're using the new Snowdrop engine, which will be used for the Division as well. But this gives you a grand idea of how it's looking on Assassin's Creed Unity. And as we just move through this area, you can see now the reflections on the pillars itself off the marble stone walls and decoration. You can see that window frame reflecting off of that surface there. And then we move into the next scene. Now if we just pause that, you can now see that again there's the reflective qualities, but also the debris that's floating through the streets, giving a sense of breathing air and movement rather than just a static kind of scene. The video has an almost kind of pastel look to it, a work of art, so to speak. And as we kind of move through the street, you're noticing that there's more reflective qualities on the glass and the attention to detail. I mean, the small mugs of or tankards of ale or whatever they are, and then you've got kind of like the trees, which are highly detailed, and then all the litter and the fruits in the background, which you can see. And as we move through this scene, again, you can see how the windows are reflecting. And look at that paintwork on the side of that ale, or the pub there, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, you can see there that piece of wood above the door, or above the windows, and the banner which showcase that that's possibly where you're going to be able to run across. And then as we move through the street scene, another bit through an alleyway, which showcases the rooftops element. And as you can see, that looks like a veritable playground of running and jumping across those rooftops. And again, you've got the light reflecting off of the tiles, and the smoke that's billowing out from the chimney pots there. Again, as we pan around, we can now see the sort of main character for the first time. And as we look at him, we can see that there's Notre Dame Cathedral, and again, looking at the direction of the smoke coming out of the chimney stacks, you can see it all blowing in the same direction as you would expect. So there's a real cool sense of air and movement within the game. And then we get the close-up of the character fondling what looks like a pocket watch. And then as we look at the detail in Notre Dame itself in the background, again, that looks like a perfect building to scale. But again, looking at the detail on the character, and look at those texture details on the cloth, on the leather, and obviously that fine kind of motive on the leather, the stitching that you can see there, and the creasing, and obviously the glove and the detail of the leather on the glove, looking spectacular for a main character that you're predominantly going to be seeing the rear of when you're playing, and rather than looking at in these sort of cutscene moments. And now if you look below, you can see the smoke effects really kind of coming into force here, and lots of heat sources below with the torches, and obviously you've got that guillotine, which is a famous form of execution in the 18th century. And you know, if you look in the background, you can still see the kind of detail of the buildings, the smoke coming from the chimney stacks, and then you've got all the movement of the flags and the people down below. Now, there's not much detail in terms of what those people look like. I mean, you can look closely and see there's a few repeated models. It's really a kind of a crowd scene for effect, but I'm sure when you get closer then there'll be a bit more detail on those characters. But that gives you a very good indication of how the game is going to incorporate that crowd element that's been a synonymous feature of the series. And finally we have a look at the guillotine, the instrument of death, and how that will impact the game we do not know, but obviously heads will roll. And again, you've got that movement of the flag, and there you have Assassin's Creed Unity. Okay, I'm Rob Cram, thanks for watching.